welcome to the video. This video is going to be a bit about this new guitar I've acquired, this new Fender Strat. It's actually a part caster that I've built based on the guitar that Ingve's got in his tuition video from '91, the infamous REH video. And I first got that on VHS about 25 years ago. And it was the first time I'd actually seen Ingve play. So it was very exciting. It's hard to imagine in a pre-YouTube world that, or in a post-YouTube world, that you couldn't just see all your heroes play. The only way you were going to go in was if you were going to go and see them in concert, because they certainly weren't on mainstream TV. So I remember the days around 2003 and 4 when me and my best friend Rylan would make a pilgrimage into London and to Denmark Street and buy all these VHSs for about, even then they were about 40 English pounds. And now they're all just on YouTube, which is great. But my favourite one was the Ingve REH, and he had some really cool guitars in there, like the Duck and some other Strats. But the one that always caught my eye was this gold one. So I thought it'd be a cool little project to have to build a parts caster, which is quite an easy thing to do in this. Well, it is anyway. The Strat's a pretty simple instrument. So in theory, you know, if you get a good neck and a good body, you should be able to make a good guitar. So I was kind of interested before I started this, was is it going to turn out being just as expensive if I went and bought a real Strat? And was it actually going to come off and be a good guitar? So first things first, I know it from my quarter of a century of playing guitar, I have learned that the most important part of the guitar, to me at least, is the neck, the playability. A lot of frets flat, can I get the action low, etc. And then paired with it, well, a bolt-on guitar paired with another piece of wood, the body, that's going to be resonant. And if that's the case, if you can get some decent pickups in there, then you're going to have a really good instrument. So first things first, I started looking around for a neck, and I managed to source this neck, which is an all-parts neck, made in Japan, and I got it for a very good price on eBay, sorry, a very good price on eBay, almost too good. Maybe the guy got them off the back of a lorry, or acquired them in nefarious ways. Anyway, I got a good deal, and he had 13 for sale, and a picture of each, and I chose the one with the best pattern in the maple. Anyway, it turned up in the post, and you know, it wasn't any dodgy crap that you can buy on the internet. It was the neck was straight, and the fretwork was really good, no sharp edges. And when I got fret leveler on there, all the frets were flat. I didn't have to do any work on them at all. But anyway, I was making a Malmsteen Strat, so the first thing to do was scalloping it. So a couple of weeks or so of scalloping. It's the third neck I've scalloped now, and I've done my USA Strat and also one of my Charvels, the 24 fret ones. And all of those, I did a pretty deep scallop, which feels great. I really do like scalloped necks because you get a great grip on the strings, and you know, it's really good for bending and vibrato. I found with the really, really deep scallops, like the 2 mil or even more maybe, was you know, I like to slide into notes like that, and I found that was with the really, really deep scallops, that was made that more tricky. So this one I've done a pretty shallow scallop, with kind of the idea that I don't scallop all of my guitars, because like I play Charvel for the most part, and they've got big tall fret wire on there, so you kind of halfway there to having that scalloped feel anyway. because really that's what, especially on a Strat, that's what a scalloped fretboard's going to do. It's going to give you the kind of feeling of really tall frets where you're not touching the wood, and you can get more grip on the bends. So yeah, scalloped the neck. I had an Ingve nut, brass nut laying around, and I was originally gonna lacquer the guitar in nitrocellulose, but the realities are I live in a flat apartment, and I've got a little 1-year-old running around, so maybe nitrocellulose spray in a flat with no ventilation is not the best idea. So I looked into some other routes, and oil and wax seemed the best one. Although I wanted, in a perfect world, I want a gloss finish. I like a gloss finish. I didn't want to stain the neck too dark because of the gold body. I wanted the neck to really pop out, so I just did 3 coats of Danish oil, and then it was a gun wax. I've just done a few coats of that so far, and over time I'm going to carry on adding a few more coats, because apparently you can achieve quite a gloss finish with wax. But it feels really good. It almost feels like it's not finished, so I'm pretty happy. Onto the body. I got the body from Northwest Guitars, which is aptly named because it's in the northwest of England, and this is nitro finished, shoreline gold, alder body. It's very nice, very resonant. Hardware, I was going to get originally Fender parts, but doing a bit of research, all Fender parts are made in China, and they charge, like the bridge was 100, tuners were 100, and you just think, So I thought I'll look for some cheaper Chinese options on eBay, and I got this bridge for a tenner, which was a steal because it's a really good bridge, made in China. Wilkinson tuning pegs, the vintage style, and all of like the string tree and the bolts, screws were just a couple of quid. I had a 5-way switch laying around. I had pots. So the biggest expense on the guitar actually was the pickups. That one I had already is just an Alnico 5 cheap Strat pickup. So I put that in there. I screwed it down like Ingve and Richie Blackmore anyway. And I was going to put in HS3s like Ingve. But I've got some HS3s and they're pretty good pickups, but they don't, really kind of set my world on fire. So I thought I'm going to get FS1s, Fat Strat 1s DiMarzio, which was the pickups that Ingve used on Steeler album, Alcatraz, and possibly Rising Force, because I've read an interview where he said he started using HS3s around 84, 85. So there's a good chance on Rising Force it's FS1. It's this. It's pretty close to his tone, so I think so. Anyway, they're not stack chords, they're real single chords, so they do a hum and buzz, but with a noise gate. It's okay. So I put all the guitar together, I drilled all the holes myself. I was very worried about not lining up the bridge properly, and luckily I was there with masking tape and some strings to make sure before I drilled the holes it was all right, and I've ended up with the strings being perfectly placed actually. The E string's not hanging off, or the low E's, not hanging off, so I'm really happy. So when I put all the guitar together and got it playing, I was pleasantly surprised because it's very resonant, it stays in tune, and actually it's turned out to be a really great guitar, and it's far superior even to my USA Strat. So maybe I should go into the guitar making business, because I've got talent for it. No, I jest, but no, it's turned out really well, much better than I ever thought it would, and also price wise, adding it all up, it's cost me less than 500 English pounds, which is what, a quarter of the price of an American Strat. Even a Mexican Strat is probably 1,000. So you know, I've really beat the system, and I've got a nice new Strat. And yeah, I love the pickups, the neck pickups, really good. You know, it's very smooth for arpeggios. But the bridge as well, it's got a very stratty tone. So yeah, I couldn't be happier with this guitar really. I've got my dream Malmsteen Strat, and I haven't had to pay, you know, crazy money. And it's cool, I finally got a Strat with just 21 frets and a 6-point bridge. Yeah, very happy. Anyway, I'm going to play you out now with some Rainbow, and not classic, majestic Ronnie James Dio Rainbow, but sissy AOR Jolene Turner Rainbow. But a pretty good song from a pretty middling album. Death Valley Driver from Straight Between the Eyes, which to be fair, the best thing about that album is the album cover, which is pretty good. So see you in the next video, but I'll play you out with Death Valley Driver. Alright, peace.